So, hi Hazal, and welcome to our podcast.
Hello, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. It's really great to have you here and a pleasure to speak with you. So, first of all, how are you doing? How's everything for you right now?
Everything is going well. I'm doing really good. I have been in UK right now. Just training, seeing my friends. Yeah, everything going well. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, everything is good here too. Thanks. I mean, I'm in Barcelona, so obviously it's not the
Okay.
same as UK in terms of restrictions, because I know right now you have a lockdown, right? So, are you able
Yeah.
to still get out and train and do everything?
Well, actually, we are in the lockdown right now, but so if apart from essential works, is like you're not really able to go outside, and like you can't really travel far from your house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting a little bit hard actually for us to train outside, which is like all the gyms and like all the parkour, parks and other opportunities just shut, and like this is the only thing that we can do outside, and also the weather is not really going well during winter in England, so it's getting a little bit hard, but this is how it is. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. I can imagine because I saw something on your social media as well. Does everyone like understand that, you're allowed to go out and do like parkour during this lockdown period of time, or how does it work? Like you're able to actually do,
Uh,
your training?
actually, you're able to do exercise,
Mm-hmm.
your daily exercise, but yeah, of course, like when you traveling far from your place, it's sometimes getting a bit hard, and especially like for parkour, like we always do parkour with friends, like so it's always hard to train alone or only like one more person with you. So yeah, it's sometimes getting hard, like especially last weeks, like we while we have been training outside, like just a lot of police just kept asking us like what we're doing, why you guys are like what we guys are doing and stuff, but like this is kind of all right for us because this is our job, but like because we are doing it as a professional, but like for other people that who is not doing park as a professional, it's getting really tough for
Mm-hmm.
them. Yeah.
So it works for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, at least that you're able to do it, because it's difficult obviously with the lockdown and everything. So just to get started a bit, I thought that I would ask you some rather like fast questions,
Yeah.
and I don't want you to think too much about the answer. Kind of just tell me the first thing that pops up into your head.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
cool. Yeah, sure.
perfect. So the first one is obviously, with parkour you've traveled a lot already, around the world. So what's one place that you haven't been to yet but where you'd like to go next?
Um, Mexico. Mexico.
Mexico.
I would
Okay.
like to go to Mexico. Yeah, the culture is just. Yeah, I've never been there, and the culture looks really interesting.
Yeah, agree. I haven't been
Mm-hmm.
either, but that looks cool, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And what's one thing that you are really good at, but that people might not know about you?
I think sense of direction
Mm-hmm.
is like for me. I think like not a lot of people knows about me, but like if I've been somewhere before, after a couple years later, I can still remember it, kind of, and which is cool sometimes. It's like I don't really get lost.
That's a good thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
pretty random.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that makes sense. I think a lot of people would like to have that as well. For sure. That's cool.
Thanks.
And the next one, who is the most famous person that you've ever met?
Oh, Michael Bay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, from the movie, right? Underground
Yeah, from
6.
the movie. Yeah.
That's cool. And you met him like rather up close as well. I'm gonna ask you more about that later.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That's a
That's
good
cool.
story.
Yeah, absolutely. So another one, what is your favorite meal?
Breakfast, for sure. Breakfast. I love breakfast, yeah.
Okay, any specific breakfast that you typically?
Not really, but like generally like toast, cheese, eggs. Yeah.
Okay. Not like the full English breakfast. Now we're in the
No,
UK.
no.
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 Okay. So if you could only watch 3 movies for the rest of your life, which ones would you pick?
Oh, 3 movies. I think I'm not really into movies that much,
Okay.
but I can say that when I was kid, I was doing breakdancing, And I think when I was like 10 years old, there was a movie called Step Up 2, which is like a dancing movie basically. I love that and I'm still loving it. And apart from it, I think I don't know which movie, but like I can come up with a documentary if it's all right.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
like there was a documentary about climbing called Free Solo, which was really good. And also the other one is Roof Culture Asia. It's a parkour documentary from Storor. I think, yeah, I can say two of them was just really good and like I can watch it anytime.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. For sure. Documentaries are awesome, so that goes along with movies, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration. Oh, that's a hard question. That's like there are a lot of people probably I get inspired. Probably I can say my mom. Probably my biggest inspiration. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. And is there a special place where you dream about going to do parkour? Like, I don't know, like a specific monument or like building, you know, something like that.
Basically, probably if you would ask this question to me last year, I would answer better. But like because of Corona, I just completely closed all my travel plans and stuff, so I can't really remember. But I can probably say that maybe Asia is like Japan or like Korea is really good for parkour, like rooftops and stuff. Probably yeah, Asia. I can say Asia or like yeah.
Okay.
It's like high building and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And what's the last song that you listened to?
What's the last song I listened? Oh, Nada Lido. How is it called? Lido Pimienta. Is it called? She's from like Colombian, I guess. She's from Colombian athlete, singer, and half Canadian. It's like, and she's doing really like traditional music. It's like in Spanish, so it's really cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Nada.
Okay. I don't think I've heard it.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And the last one is, what is one account that you follow on maybe like YouTube, Instagram? It could be, you know, like another athlete, musician, artist that, you know, you like, that you're inspired by and that you think that we should check out as well.
I think I go for, again, Story on YouTube. You guys should check. And on Instagram, I think it's not like an athlete or musician, but I'm gonna go for like more like natural stuff, like really cool photos and videos from Earth Focus, which is really cool Instagram account that maybe it's cool to check.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's great. And if we go back to kind of like the beginning of your, you know, journey within parkour, when did you first start parkour and why did you start?
Actually, I have been doing parkour for 6 years. So I started parkour in 2014. But the story is actually starting with I don't know, when I was at high school, when I was at 17 probably. It's like my best friend showed me a movie which is called District Area. And in that movie, people were doing parkour. And is this the first time that parkour being introduced to me? And like it was quite interesting because with that movie, basically like people were jumping on roof and like doing crazy stuff, and like I was like, oh my god, that's cool. But of course I didn't know like people were training outside as like how the other sports being trained. But and then like I never really thought about doing parkour when I watched the movie because I thought like it was really, I don't know, looking really tough, to be honest. And then this is my first time I know about parkour. And then later when I was going to uni, I told you I used to do breakdancing, and then I was going to training breakdancing again. And then when I get the gym, I've seen a couple people doing parkour, and I was like, oh wait, I know this, I've seen this before. And then like just straight away I wanted to try, and I just had so much fun. And then the day later, guys invited me to go outside to do parkour because we were in the gym first day. And I was like, okay, let's do it. It sounds good. And then I joined them, and then we had so much fun. And I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. Like I still remember, it was 6 years ago, and I still remember the first feeling that after I done parkour, is like I look at my hands and they were full of dirt, and I smelled them, and they reminded me of my childhood. Like I used to go outside when I was kid and playing with my friends, and like I was getting seriously so dirty and like smelly and stuff.
Yeah.
This sounds a bit like disgusting, but
No, from playing.
yeah, it's like
yeah,
from playing. And then like that dust, the smell of dust was like, and it reminded me of this, and I was, oh my god, it's been a while that I haven't just seen this, like my hands like that, or like same for the smell. And yeah, after that I have been doing it every day almost.
That's awesome, definitely. So was it kind of, that smell and the realization of, your childhood, the memories that you fell in love with parkour?
Yeah, definitely. I think like it reminded me of my childhood, not only my hands, but like all the movement, because like basically like when you look at kids, they are all doing parkour. Basically they are like jumping on walls, they are rolling around, it's like they're just playing, have fun, and basically this is what we're doing, but a little bit professional. Basically that's it. We just still playing outside.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense for sure. But did you know, like from the beginning, that you wanted to do this professionally, or when did you kind of realize that you wanted to be a professional parkour athlete?
Actually I didn't want to be a professional. I never really thought about it. I can say it came to me, it found me. I didn't find it, because I think the more I practice, the more I get better, and then the more I get opportunities, and it was kind of like a way that I get into it without realizing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I was gonna say as well, because parkour is still kind of a rather new sport, and a lot of people I think maybe don't really understand it. So how would you kind of describe what parkour is about?
Yeah, I think most of the people seen parkour in the movies. Probably have I seen it first, like jumping on roofs and stuff, or climbing walls. But I think I can describe parkour is like basically we just going outside and having fun, and jumping on walls with my friends. But this is just one part of why parkour is a thing, like why parkour is a sport. But also the other side is, I think parkour is giving me the opportunity that find out my ability, my limit, and just like I just want to discover my physical and mental level, and like how much I can go further with this. Probably okay. I can describe like that. Yeah.
Okay. No, but absolutely. I think that's cool to see as well how you see it, because like you said, a lot of people probably see parkour, jumping like on roofs, like in movies and stuff, but maybe it's difficult if you watch that to understand what it's about for someone like you who actually does that like professionally. So
yeah, so true. It's like there are a lot of things to talk about it. We'll probably talk more about parkour, like, so I don't want to say everything right now.
Okay. That's all good. And I read as well when I was doing some research that there are some people in the parkour community that don't really think there should be like competition within parkour. How do you look at that? Because I know you did like a bit of competition, went to events and stuff like that. So how do you kind of view that whole no competition side in parkour?
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that thinks that I think parkour shouldn't be any competitions, because I think it's come from that parkour doesn't have any rules when you're doing it. I think there are some fundamentals, but like you can't really describe it as a rule. So I think with the competition that's why it's getting a little bit hard, because when you put something into competition, it means that you need to find rules as well. But like there are some different type of competitions in parkour. I think I can say like speed competition, which is you competing like, I don't know, in a speed, like you trying to just be faster, which is, I think I can say that like there's basically one rule that just to be quick, and then like there's a time. So I think it's kind of like all right. But with the other competitions, that other one is skill competition, and the third one is the freestyle competition. I think with the skill competition, you have some challenges that you need to be achieved, but in the other hand, I think with the freestyle competition there are not really exact rules, is that making it really hard to fit into competition. And I think this is the problem is coming from it. I think I can't really say that like when you won a competition, you are not becoming the best parkour athlete, because parkour has so many varieties, and it's like there are a lot of different moves, a lot of different style, and like it's just competing and winning the competition. One part is just really like small part of parkour. So I think I can say that competitions are good. It's like you still pushing yourself, you doing different than your training. I think I still support them, but I think people shouldn't train for competitions, because parkour has so many different elements in it. So people need to figure out a different part of parkour as well, apart from only competitions.
Okay, so it's kind of more than just a competition, basically.
Yeah, it's so many different stuff going on in parkour.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it makes sense too, kind of what you said, because obviously freestyle, I guess it's more subjective what someone thinks about what you're doing, whereas like the one where you're competing against the clock, like you're trying to finish it faster, you actually have like a time of who does it faster or not. So I guess that's the difference between it as well.
I think it's like as you say that like a freestyle is like, I think more subjective, is that depends completely the judge how they look at you. But I think that's why like I think you can't really fit any art into competition, because the art doesn't have any rules. So which is I think I can describe also like parkour as an art, because like people doing it like basically like describing themselves. So I think that's why we shouldn't be fit in a competition.
Okay, that makes sense. And I know as well that you have competed a bit, within parkour.
Yeah.
And I wanted to speak about some specific moments throughout your career. So in 2019, you won the women's speedrun category at the Lion Gathering in Singapore. After what we spoke about now with competition, what did it mean to you to go to this competition and actually win?
Actually, like I don't really say about the competitions, like I won that competition, but like I don't really count it as one of my accomplishment, because like I don't know, I think if going out training and if I achieve something, if I do a jump that makes me scared, I think I can count it more as a accomplishment, because I think, as I say, like competitions and like winning the competition is not something that I train for. I train for myself, for my like mental and physical limit, to make it a bit further, and like that's why I think winning that competition is fun. Of course I was happy, but it was not something that I can say that it's one of my biggest accomplishments. I hope you understand.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure, because that's not like the end goal. When you're training, like you said, you're pushing yourself, but it's not like training to compare for or to prepare for the competition. It's not really the goal.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
But how, like, in what ways is it different than like when you go to a competition and when you do parkour outside of a competition? Like, what's the difference in what you do and maybe your mentality, everything like that?
I think, as I said, like competitions, there are some different styles. Like basically there are 3 competitions, and like for that competition, basically you need your style fit into competition. But for me, I think like when I'm going out training, it's more like I am focusing on more myself, not to win the competition. I think I'm more focusing on my vision and my goals more than just a win in one competition. I think like going out training is more giving me more accomplishments, or like more confidence for the future, but like competing in competition is more like you need to be more work, like you need to be more like be smart and make your line to win the competition, kind of. I think I can give this example. Yeah, but like also like other competitions for speed and ski competitions are as I can say they are fun, but it's completely different than how you train outside.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't really train outside like as fast as like you can be, as like you don't really compete with the time when you go out training. Like you just don't suddenly start sprinting and like just running over the walls. Like this is completely different.
Yeah, okay, different objectives basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I wanted to say as well, like in 2019, you were also the first Turkish athlete to take part in the RedBull Art of Motions finals. And I wanted to talk about, like, I saw this picture of you online, which is you like jumping from one rooftop to another, which is first of all super cool. And then I saw like, I mean, for me, it's unbelievable because I couldn't like picture myself doing that. But yeah, it's like a super cool picture. And something that I noticed as well was like all of these people in the background, like, you know, being on other rooftops, sitting on like the walls, like watching you. So what is it like as well? Because I imagine like it's very different having so many people in competition, like watching you compared to maybe when you train, you don't really have like an audience like that. So what is that difference as well?
I think for me, like competing or doing parkour in front of a lot of people doesn't really make it much different. But I think with what you say about that roof gap the photo that I have, I think it was a quite like small story. I would like to explain this. With that competition, basically like RedBull Art of Motion is one of the biggest parkour competition in the world, that like RedBull was, I don't know, doing it, like hosting it for so many years. And then I was the first Turkish person that get into the finals, which is, I think I'm really proud of this, because you can't really see a lot of Turkish athletes, like, I don't know, going really big competitions and stuff, unfortunately. I feel really proud of it for it. And competing there was completely a different experience, because first of all, there were so many people. There were a lot of people was watching me. It's like, and all the cameras and stuff. There was like quite like, I don't know, like biggest competition in the world. So, but like for me, it's like, with that competition, I was more like, I seen that roof gap that you mentioned it. And as soon as I seen it first time, I just wanted to try it. I just wanted to do it, because this is something, the jump, that I would like to like see myself doing it, and then I would like to see if I'm able to do it or not. This is not something that you do or you don't. There is no any between them. Like, you can't really go for it and then you can't just give up, because it might risk your quite like big injuries, or maybe worse, because it was quite like maybe high. So with that jump, basically, like, I couldn't try it during the warm-up, during the preparation before the competition, during the training, because it was raining, and unfortunately the floor was wet, and it was basically going to my second roof gap ever in my life. So I didn't have that much confidence, and it was quite scary for me, so I couldn't try it during the training. And so I was just thinking about that roof gap, like, I don't know, a couple days, like, because I couldn't try it. I don't know if I'm able to do it or not. And during the competition day, I was like, okay, today is the competition day. I need to do that roof gap. And it's gave me a really big, I got really so stressed. I was like, seriously, I had no idea what's going on around me, because I was only thinking about that roof gap, because I was just wanted to do it, and it was also quite stressful, and it started raining as well, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like nightmare. It's like, I want to do that roof gap, but it's raining, and people just looking at me. I need to do this, I need to execute it really well, otherwise I might get injured, or I don't want to say, but it might be worse as well.
Yeah.
And so, the competition started, and after I've done the roof gap, I landed. I still remember the feeling. I landed, and I was, oh my God, that feeling was incredible. That feeling was so nice. And basically, the rest of my line, I completely forgot. I bailed a couple times, but that feeling was completely so nice. And because this was the reason that, like, maybe I couldn't do anything. Yeah, I got the finals, but like during the finals, I couldn't get any place. But I didn't do it to get the first place. I wanted to do it just because to get some experience that gonna help me in the future. And basically that was my first or like second roof gap ever in my life. And after that, I unlocked a lot of challenge in my life, and which is like that was the one of the best thing that I've ever done in my life. Again, is like not playing for competition, but playing for the experience that give me more stuff, giving me more benefit in the future. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, like just I have that picture in my mind still. That's pretty crazy. Like you explained it was like the second one that you ever did, and then doing that, you know, in the competition. But I guess that goes back to as well what you said before, that you're not training for the placement in the competition. You're training for, you know, like the growth and the development of yourself and your skills. Mm-hmm. So that makes a total sense. Yeah. That's super cool. How high is that as well? Like, I'm just curious.
From the ground. Actually, I'm really bad at the height stuff, but I can say maybe 6 meter. 6 meter and probably like 5 meter distance, and 6 or 7 meter from the ground, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's super cool. Really, that's super cool. Yeah, and I wanted to ask as well, you know, because obviously like parkour is a very like physical sport. Like you do a lot of things that, you know, puts pressure on, you know, your body and maybe like your mind as well. So it requires really like a fearless attitude. How would you say that you deal with kind of like this mental part of parkour and, you know, the fear that might come with doing these jumps?
Yeah. Actually, I think this is my favorite question.
Okay.
I really love answering that kind of stuff. One of my favorite questions, because I really love talking about mental challenge or like overcoming fear, that kind of stuff. I think I can say that like fearless attitude is not exist. I think everybody has fear. I have fear. I'm still doing it with my fear, but I learned how to accept my fear. I think this is the key point, that like when you want to do something, I think everything is coming with the more practice, more experience. But I think when you accept that your fear exists, I think everything is getting easier, because this is a time that like you start or you learning how to overcome your fear. But while overcoming fear is not that you doing it without any fear. It's just fear still exists. It's just you know how to control it. I think that's why I really love parkour, just because it's giving me that feeling that my mind is working with my body together. I think this is really cool. I find really cool about parkour. I think the best thing really I like about parkour is this, like how you work with your mind and your body together.
Okay. So if you still like feel fear, you know, like today as well, when you do different things in parkour, how do you what are your best like ways to kind of overcome it and push yourself to do something, even if you feel a bit scared beforehand?
I think everything is coming with the confidence. I think you need to be the confidence to achieve something or like execute something really well. But I think as we say that which is coming with more practice, and the more practice you do, I think the more you learn how to overcome your fear. But I can say the breathe is really important. Like breathe, relax, and just focus on what you need to do and just believe in yourself. I think just have fun, really.
Okay.
The rest, your mind and your body is doing the rest.
Okay, so have you ever worked with someone who specializes in like, mental coaching or stuff like that? Or is this all stuff that you've learned to deal with yourself, like from experience as well? And like you said, like building confidence?
I never really worked with someone like that. But yeah, basically like I learned some stuff during my practice, or like from my friends who has more experience than me doing parkour, or like some books about like mental health and stuff. I think everything is just made me like think about, or like came with that conclusion that like, okay, I learned this. Everything is just helping me to like, I don't know, overcome fear, or like, I don't know, working on my fear or that kind of stuff. I think everything is just, I don't know, together.
Yeah, it goes well together, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I read as well that you used to like listen to music a lot when you were practicing. Is that something you still do today that like helps you as well with the fear aspect?
I think like I can say that when I first started training, I was more getting motivated with music, and like music was just helping me to get that state, that zone that I can overcome some jumps, or I can overcome my fear. But right now I think I can say that I'm only like listening to music to give me some vibes, not to overcome my fear. I think right now I can do it without music. I think like also I prefer doing it without music, because I think it's just helping me to focus on myself more, like without music.
Okay, so is that something you think like it helped you more in the beginning, and as you've grown and as you become more like experienced within parkour, it's easier to channel that within yourself rather than getting the music? Okay,
so true.
Okay, that makes sense for sure. And on like a more everyday basis, like what does a training day look like for you? I mean, how many hours do you spend training? Like what is the structure of it?
I think it's just so different during summer and during winter. I think winter is like training is like completely depends the weather. Especially right now I'm in England, so during winter it's raining most of the time. But like I can say that training generally takes like 3-4 hours, and sometimes like maybe 2. As I say, like depends how my body feeling, depends how is the weather, or like depends. Sometimes we get kicked off from the sports easily, so who knows? Everything is just really random. But yeah, I can say that like waking up, having breakfast, and then going out training. And if it's summer, or like if the weather is good, probably like spending all my day outside, jumping on walls, just changing different sports. And then when the sun sets, I got home and I had dinner. Basically, that's it. That's my day.
Okay, and has that kind of changed as well, like from when you first started parkour to now, like the structure and like how you practice?
I think I think also like completely depends where you train. For example, if you train in Turkey or if you train in England, is completely different than each other, because like the sports are different. As I say, weather is different. But like before, when I first I think started training, I was like seriously like going out at 9 a.m. and then coming home at 9 p.m. It's like I was outside whole day. But of course, like I think I had the younger body. But right now I more prefer just like 3-4 hours instead whole day, and then just doing the jumps that what I want to do, just get the jumps done and just go home and rest.
Okay, yeah, so it has changed a bit, maybe like you said, with the age and the body as well. I don't know how much that plays into it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you spoke a bit before as well that, you said it's difficult with competition because you can't really like judge art, right? So looking at parkour, I mean, do you consider it being like an art form, like a way of expressing yourself?
I think I can say that parkour is definitely art because like everybody can express themselves like yeah, it sounds a little bit different like jumping on walls, how you can express yourself, right? But like I think the way that how you use the sport or like use your movement, I think just they all make parkour as an art. And yeah, I think parkour is really cool art, I can say.
Yeah. Okay. No, but
street art kind of.
Yeah. No, but absolutely. And I mean, would
Yeah.
you say then that in order to do parkour, do you need to be like a very creative person, or like what role does creativity play in parkour?
Actually, I don't really say that. Like to be able to be a parkour athlete, you need to be creative because you can also learn how to be creative. I think everything is about the learning. Like I don't really say that like if you're not creative, you can't be a parkour athlete. This is completely wrong. I think like everything is just the learning. But yeah, I think creativity is a really important part of parkour because like I think what makes parkour is just it's just a creativity, it's just the art, it's just like you can do whatever you want, you have no restriction. I think this is really cool that like you can just do your stuff, do your movement, do your I don't use which wall you would like to use.
Okay.
And just the rest is just all about the creativity, really.
Yeah. And is that something you think that you had a bit already coming from like breakdancing before, like the creativity part of it, or is it something that you kind of learned as you started doing parkour as well?
Yeah, I can definitely say that I also learned some part of it when I'm doing parkour, but like after I started parkour. But I think when I was kid, I was more into kind of sport that like which requires a little bit creativity, as like breakdancing, ice skating. To be honest, I really enjoy like sports with ball. I don't know, maybe like you need to restrict like some rules. I never really get into it, that kind of sport. I think maybe that's why I really love parkour as well, because parkour is also like one of that kind of sport that like you don't really need rules and like all about really creativity and fundamentals and stuff.
Okay, so it is something that you kind of had with you though since you were a bit younger, that creative
I think so.
side of it.
Yeah.
Okay, no, but that's super cool, absolutely. And you said before too that you're not really training for competitions and like awards and stuff, and accomplishments for you are rather like maybe overcoming that fear, like doing new things, like growing as a parkour athlete. And I think it's quite interesting to understand kind of like what success looks like for you, because it's easy for people to say then from the outside, okay, you won this competition, that's like being successful, but how do you measure like success in your life and your career? Because if you're constantly like trying to grow, how are you able to feel successful? Like when do you feel okay, I'm successful with what I'm doing?
I think I never really say that as I said it before, is like, this competition was my biggest achievement. I think I never really say like that because like I never really train for competitions, but like success for me, I think when I overcome my fear and like when I've done something really technical, or like basically when I did something that helped me to push my physical and mental level a little bit further, I think I can count it as a succeed. Succeed.
Okay. So it's more something that's like ongoing, like that you succeed every time that you feel like you're pushing yourself like beyond your previous limits kind of. Okay. Okay, absolutely. Okay. Perfect. And something else that I wanted to speak about as well, which I think is super cool, is that in 2019 you became the first female parkour athlete with RedBull. And I wanted to ask first what that means to you, like being part of the RedBull family, because we know that RedBull is, rather big within many of like the more extreme sports that we have.
I think especially if you're doing parkour, which is like we said about it, like parkour is a really new sport in the world, and like not like football or like not like volleyball, they're getting a lot of support, unfortunately. And especially if you do parkour in Turkey, which is like basically you have no support at all, or like any opportunities at all. So I think like joining the RedBull and like getting the RedBull sponsorship was really helpful for me. Is like because they like RedBull is basically like one of the biggest companies, just supporting athletes in like extreme sports or like in other sports, and like getting getting the RedBull sponsorship was helped me a lot for my sport to grow it in a better way. And right now I'm doing it as a professional, which is like I'm just spending my time while training, which is I think basically this is what you need to be able to get better, get better at anything. Like you just need to spend your hours, days, like years while doing it, and just basically Red Bull is just helping me to do it.
That's awesome.
Having my dream, having my dream happen.
Yeah, that's so cool for sure. And also I wanted to say, being, the first female parkour athlete with Red Bull.
True.
Yeah, how important is that as well for you to be able to, shine a light on like women in parkour and maybe encouraging more women to also try parkour?
Yeah, I think it's really important thing, because like unfortunately like parkour is something that like more male dominated sport. You can't really see a lot of women doing it, as I think not only for parkour but like for other some kind of sports that like which is male dominated mostly. I think it's really cool to see like one of the really biggest companies just supporting a woman doing like parkour. Is just really cool to see, because like I think I always like really proud of if I see any woman get support, and like I feel like, oh okay, yeah, we are going in a good way, like the world is going in a good way. I think this was really cool, and I'm really happy with that opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. No, that is super cool. And it's true that like what you say, because obviously if more, companies like Red Bull, for example, are helping to encourage someone like you to continue and be able to do it professionally, that's definitely gonna encourage other women as well to do something similar. So yeah. That's super cool. Absolutely. And something else as well, obviously you've had a lot of good things like going your way since you started doing parkour. Like you said, like this continuous growth and getting better as a parkour athlete. But what are some of like the challenges that you've had to encounter throughout this journey, and like how did you overcome them as well?
I think I can start from the beginning. As I say, like I started parkour in Turkey, and when I first started, there was nobody doing parkour in my city. Unfortunately, like there were some people, but like they quit parkour as soon as after I start, and like there was really nobody really training. And then I was just watching YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials, and like Instagram videos, and like I don't know, trying to just learn the fundamentals and like just get better at it. But back then, I didn't know really much English, and like it was so hard for me to understand the tutorials. And then after that, I decided to learn English, and then I decided to like travel Europe, which wasn't really easy as a like, I don't know, being a Turkish. And yeah, basically like after I traveled to Europe, basically I just learned a lot of things like about parkour, all the fundamentals, and like a lot of stuff that was really helpful for me to get better at it. And also maybe like the injuries also like really a really big part of like my struggle, because like it's like injuries are always really hard if you're doing a sport. But like all the injuries like back then came from my mistakes. Like I did some mistakes, like probably because of like I didn't have much knowledge about the movements. That's why like I got injured. But right now I'm taking it more serious and like doing like I'm not doing anything really stupid maybe or silly. It's like to get injured. At least I'm trying. And I think apart from the injury, I think I can say that like before making or being a professional athlete, I think like earning money was a little bit hard, because I think I used to studying engineering when I first started parkour. But after I discovered parkour, I was like, oh wait, I don't want to study engineering anymore. I just don't want to do it. But like back then I was just doing parkour for a year, and like I quit my uni, and I just want to do parkour. I just want to travel the world. And then I decided to study sports science, and then I went to Erasmus in Spain, in Barcelona. And then basically this is the time for me I really improved my parkour. I can say that it was the best thing, quitting my uni and then going to another uni and like studying sports science and like doing Erasmus. I think is just the best thing for me to do in this life, no doubt.
Okay.
Seriously.
So it really helped you, maybe, because I can imagine that was difficult, like studying, like you said, first at uni and then trying to do parkour at the same time. You needed maybe something that gave you more time to focus on parkour as well.
Yeah, I think like the time was to be able to do parkour, I just needed the time. I just needed to train every day. And like, yeah, while studying engineering, this is another thing completely. This is really hard. And also like I also wanted to learn more about parkour, but like in Turkey it was really hard, and like there was no opportunities. And this is like I thought about, okay, what happened if I go to Europe and just learn parkour? And this is how it happened.
Yeah, okay. And did you ever, like, during this time, like when you had difficulties with maybe like injuries and everything like that, did you consider like giving up on parkour, or have you never thought that since you started?
Actually, I never really thought about giving up parkour, because like parkour is always I really enjoyed. And I don't know, this is something that helped me to grow really, as like as personality as well. I think parkour gave me a lot than just a physical ability, just more than movement, I guess I can say that.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, because you never know. Sometimes, like you said before, the mental part and everything, that can be difficult to handle as well when you get injured, I guess, to, be able to push through and, continue.
Yeah, so true. I think the injuries are just, a lot of people just giving up parkour or like probably the other sport just because of injuries. Injuries are really, depends injury, but like some of them are getting really bad, and like, it's really hard. It's a hard part of, I think, I don't know, doing sport, I can say.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense for sure. So you mentioned there in the beginning that you met someone really famous, and that's because with parkour you also got the opportunity to do a bit of acting. And you were actually nominated to a stunt award, like a Taurus World Stunt Award, for the work that you did in the movie Underground 6, which came out in 2019. So what was this experience like, being able to do stunts in a movie?
I think it was one of the craziest experience I've ever had, because this was basically my first time ever get job with parkour. So, and I think like first job ever in my life, and working with Michael Bay, it was seriously like not easy at all. We were working with Storer, which is UK based parkour team, and basically like Michael Bay reaching out to Storer, and then also like Michael Bay wanted Storer into movie, and then but they needed another female athlete, and then Storer is just asking bunch of females and like talking to them, and then I got the job, and then we start working together. And this is also my first time meeting Storer as well, which is like, I think Storer one of my best, I don't know, maybe inspirations in parkour, I can say. And it was also pretty cool, like being with them doing parkour in a movie. It was like, I don't know, it was like a dream at first. And then of course, but like I thought like I got the movie just because I thought I'm just gonna do parkour only, like just running on the roof, you know, just jumping on walls and stuff. But then one day in the morning we start shooting, and then they told me that I had to act. And I was like, what? Nobody really told me this about. And then Michael Bay came, and Michael Bay was like, get his camera, and then told me to talk. And I'm like, you didn't tell me what to say. I was like, I have no idea what to say right now. And then like people was telling me that, yeah, you need to say this, and like, but like I've never really acted in Turkish, and they want me to act in English, which is I completely have no idea. It was like, I don't know, it was really hard because like there were a lot of people watching me. Michael Bay was in front of me, just with his camera. It's just like that close, and he was just basically telling me to act, and I'm like, oh my god, this is getting really embarrassing. I'm like, I just want to leave this place right now. This is not something that I can do. But like it took like 20-30 minutes. Basically I just need to say one sentence. Yeah, it's not like a big deal, it's just one sentence, but it was, for me, it was really hard. And but it was alright at the end, but I think at first I was getting really, I don't know, my face was getting red. Yeah. I was like getting really shy, and yeah, but Michael Bay was quite like kind and like helpful, was trying to motivate me. Yeah, do this, you can do it better. Yeah, get them better. And basically he was really kind and supportive, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go, we are doing it. Yeah. It was really fun. It was completely like, you know, like I had been doing parkour for like 3 years back then when the movie we were shooting the movie, and like working with Storo, which is one of the best parkour team in the world, working with Michael Bay, one of the best director in the world, is like, this is really good opportunity for me. It's like I learned a lot during the shootings, for 6 Underground, mentally, physically, and like, I don't know, I learned a lot of stuff. Basically that was a good experience.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I saw as well that apart from what you mentioned, like Storer and Michael Bay, there was also like a lot of people who work in a lot of other movies when it comes to stunts and stuff like that, who work with actors who do different types of stunts, or performers who do stunts. So that must have been so cool, just like being around everyone there. And yeah, like you said, maybe a bit nerve-wracking when they ask you to act and you had no idea until the same morning.
Yeah,
but...
I had no idea. It's like, yeah, I was like, first I got the job and they asked me like, have you ever experienced, like, have you ever had an experience about acting? And I'm like, nope, I've never really done it before. And they were like, that's all right, it's gonna be all right. And I'm like, okay.
Like, okay.
And then yeah, I didn't know I need to act, so it was cool. It was quite cool. It was a good experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you ever like imagine before when you started parkour that one day you would be able to do that like in a movie?
No way. I was like, as I told you, like I think 3 years ago I wasn't even professional. It was my basically the first job ever. So it's like I have been doing parkour in the 3 years. I just came here to do like movie. It's like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with the opportunity.
Yeah, I can imagine for sure. I mean, that's super cool. But how was that like physically as well, doing, you know, the work? Because I can imagine it's a bit different when you're doing it on set, because you have people who tell you to do it maybe over and over. So was it more like physically tiring, maybe having to repeat different things in a way that, I don't know if you do that the same way when you like train?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think physically it was really hard. As like I don't know, we have been doing like sprint hill for like 15 times, and like while you sprinting hill you just jumping on walls as well. It was seriously really hard. Like we starting at probably, I don't know, 8 a.m. or maybe, I don't know, maybe sometimes earlier, and then we were in the set till, I don't know, 10, sometimes 11. Is like it was physically really hard. But also I think that also taught me that like just being stronger probably. So which is a good part. Yeah, it was really fun.
So you want to do more movies in the future if you get the opportunity?
Yeah, I would like to do, but also to be honest, it was like we have been in the set for like, I don't know, almost every day, and probably right now I wouldn't like to work that much because
Okay.
I would like to more like spend my time while training outside instead of doing movies. But maybe in the future, I don't know, who knows. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And also because I saw like, both on YouTube and on Instagram, you do quite a lot of videos by yourself as well. And you mentioned Storer. I saw that you've been, working a bit with them, training with them. So this whole like, video and filmmaking, is that something that you're interested as well, even if it's not like in a movie setting, but creating the videos for yourself?
Yeah, actually, when I first started parkour, I was always like capturing my training. As I always really like filming my friends, like what we're up to, like doing some, I don't know, really weird stuff, filming some weird stuff, people. It's like, also like me, I think I'm using YouTube and Instagram more like documenting my training, and like a diary is like about my training. I really like to see, like sometimes I'm just scrolling down my Instagram going 4 years ago and like seeing the jumps that I've done, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was cool, that was sick. And then just basically like seeing my mistake, or like looking at the bits that I can improve and stuff. It's always so helpful, and I always really enjoy doing really making videos.
Okay, so it's also more for yourself, like you said, kind of like a diary, like
Yes.
documenting it, your progress and
But
stuff.
also, I think I can say that like how using Instagram and YouTube also, I think also really good to inspire other people as well. I think that's why like a lot of parkour athletes that using that social media platforms just to inspire other people. I think like I can't really imagine if there is no YouTube and Instagram, and like I can't imagine how the parkour is gonna be like. It's like, I don't know, it's really hard to really judge because, or like thing, because we all learned a lot of stuff from Instagram, from YouTube. It's like everybody was inspiring each other, and this is, I think, how parkour become right now.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how you started as well, you said, right? Like watching like some tutorials and stuff to learn in the beginning. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, now it's obviously like an important way to inspire other people. And you now being a professional parkour athlete and also having like a following on Instagram and on YouTube, what are some of the things that you hope that people who look up to you and follow you, that you hope that they can learn from like what you're doing, or in which ways do you hope that you can inspire them?
Mm-hmm. I think I always would like to inspire them as like, if you have a dream, just follow your dream, and like, yeah, you need to train hard for this, you need to work hard for this, but like nothing really can change your mind, or like as soon as, if you follow your dream, as soon as like you just be dedicated, or like be sure on yourself, I think it's just everything, and you just probably like never give up, and you're gonna achieve your dream, I guess I can say.
That's awesome.
If it makes sense.
Yeah, it does, of course. And like we said before, just you documenting everything and putting it out there is already a way of inspiring others, like just doing what you love, and like you said, growing and going for your dreams. It's a way of showing others that they can do it as well. So
Yes.
definitely. And looking at the future, what are kind of like your goals, like both short term and long term? What are some things that you're working towards, or what is it that motivates you to keep going?
Yeah, I think like with the short term, and like I have a lot of goals. It's like but they're all different, of course, like, and they're all motivating me to keep going. With the short term goals, I guess like I have a big list of in my phone, and like there are a lot of jumps written from all over the world. Is like, for example, in Spain, in Barcelona, there are a lot of jumps I would like to do, and like it's just reaching like every jump from all over the world, and like trying to get them done is like every time when I've done one of the jump, I'm just ticking and then just deleting next. And I think this is my short-term goals, which is like motivating me to travel a little bit, and like I don't know, just pushing myself a bit more. I think with the long-term goals are more like, I think, inspiring people, I can say, and like pushing my limit, as I say, like physically and mentally as much as I can. And also while doing this, just I would like to inspire people, especially women. Yeah, and that would be really cool if I can inspire some people.
Yeah, that's great for sure. And I'm sure that you are doing that already, like I said, with everything that you're doing and putting up on your social media and everything. So what are kind of like your hopes then for the future of parkour? Like what do you hope to see, especially like on the female side?
I would like to see more athletes, actually, more like more women, or like any kid, man doing parkour. And like I think we need more people doing parkour to push parkour, and like for parkour in the future we need more gyms, we need more opportunities. I think I can say that, like, or like the help from government, or like I think we need to understand that, or like people need to understand that there's a sport called parkour, and people doing it outside as a sport, especially when we are training outside, is like a lot of people just like telling me to leave. It's like behaving us badly, unfortunately, because they see us like, oh, just a bunch of kids jumping on walls, like they're breaking the walls and fences and stuff. I think we just need more people to understand this is a sport, it's a professional sport, and people doing it as a professionally. I think this is what we need in the future. I hope we are gonna see in the future more.
Yeah, so basically like recognizing it as a sport, like we said in the beginning,
Yeah.
maybe not a lot of people understand what it is, and don't really look at it the same way as maybe with other sports. So obviously that's difficult for sure. Like you said, if you have to deal with people not really understanding what you're doing, or like you said now with lockdown as well, maybe having the police like telling you, you know, oh, what are you doing? Like having to prove to them that this is actually like what you do professionally, right? So
Yeah, I think what you say, that recognizing the sport is really important. Yeah, but like step by step we are getting there, I hope.
yeah, of course. I mean, we hope so. And just like talking about it, like talking about parkour, but also you putting all of that out there, like on your profile, like on YouTube, Instagram, everything like that, that definitely helps. And then becoming part of the RedBull family too, with other athletes, is I think a big step. So that's super cool.
Yeah, I think so too. Thanks. Yeah.
Definitely. And have you thought about like what you want to do later on? Like, I don't know how long you can do parkour. Like you said before, that obviously you can feel some differences in your body. Like, do you think about that at all? Like how long you can keep going, or what else you would like to do? Or is that just something that you don't even pay attention to right now?
Well, actually, like I don't really think about it much, but of course, like I can't do it forever. But like I think what is like good thing about parkour is like there is no any rules, or like there is not anything that you have to do specifically. That's why like there are a lot of different styles, there are a lot of different like variety that you can do. I'm pretty sure when I get 40, 50, I can still do parkour. Maybe not the same intensity, maybe I can't get that much impact, but I can still do other bits that I'm still gonna have fun, and I can still probably push my, maybe my physical level, but I think I can still push my mental level, even though if I'm at 50. This is my goal, basically. I hope I can do it.
Okay.
But like I think apart from it, I'm still like, for me it's like when I'm 50, 60, I can still inspire people. Maybe not I'm able to do parkour, but like maybe I can teach parkour, or like I can still help people to get into movement, not only parkour, but I think like having a healthy body or like healthy mind is so important. So I can still help people to achieve their goals, probably.
Yeah, so still be involved like in the parkour world, of course, but maybe like in a different way. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's cool. That makes sense for sure. And I only have one more question that I wanted to ask you. You spoke about it a bit before, you know, like what you hope to inspire others with. But this podcast is all about, you know, showing that everyone is on their own unique journey, whether you're a professional athlete or not. I mean, you go through like difficult times or better times, everything like that. So if you have just one piece of advice that you would like to tell everyone, regardless if they're doing parkour or something else, but they have big dreams and they want to follow them, what advice would you give them?
Believe in yourself and never give up your dreams. Probably like when I say this, like this sentence basically like sounds so easy. Yeah, believe in yourself. Like everybody say that, believe in yourself. But like seriously, it's like you just first believe in yourself, because if you don't believe yourself, nobody believe in you. Like you need to believe yourself first to achieve your dreams, and then your dreams probably become true. And like of course while doing it you need to work hard. It's like nothing really come easy. I think like we need to also, people need to accept that nothing really comes easy. Like everybody needs to work hard for this. Yeah, this might be the thing. Believe in yourself, work hard, and never give up your dreams.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely, like you said, but it's easy to say, but it's true too. If you don't believe in yourself, then yeah, nobody else is going to do it for you. So
yeah.
Absolutely. Now it's time for a new segment of our podcast. It's a little game that we came up with, but we don't have a name for it yet. So if you have any suggestions, please let us know in the comments. Hope you like it. Okay, so basically we've been putting together just some small sentences that are either like a quote from an athlete, or it's like a sentence from a lyrics from a song. So I figured that I would read it for you, and your job is kind of to guess if this is something that an athlete said or if it comes from an actual song.
Okay, great.
So the first one is, if I die, I am a legend.
Oh, song?
A song, yes, that's correct. It's actually Drake, Legend. I don't know if you heard
really?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you recognize it.
Yeah. But I didn't know the sentence.
Okay, no, it's difficult to know, but I figure too with like extreme sports, like you said before, it's unfortunate, but sometimes maybe some people go with that like kind of approach to it as well, so you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second one is, I don't play for the record books.
Athlete,
yeah, that's correct too. That's Roger Federer. Actually, he said that. Okay, the next one is, let's get down to business.
Oh, that's a hard one. Sounds like. Say again?
Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. Athlete?
That's actually from a movie as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that's from Mulan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
like,
watched it yet.
You have it? Okay, yeah, it's from one of like I don't know if it's a soundtrack, but it's from one of those, songs from the movie. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Next one is, this opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Athlete.
That's actually from a song as well. So it's from Eminem.
Oh, okay.
Lose Yourself.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a bit difficult. That's the point too, because it's hard to know. It's pretty cool. The next one is, I smile a lot, I win a lot, and I'm really sexy.
Okay. Song?
That's an athlete, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From who?
That's Serena Williams who said that.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool, pretty cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's cool. And the other one is, I spend 90% of my money on women and on drinks.
Oh. I would like to be this song, but I'm going for athlete.
Yeah, it's actually an athlete. It's actually an English soccer player or football player, however you say it, called George Best. He played in Manchester United back in the 70s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's funny how you say, I wanted to be a song, but it's probably not.
Yeah, I thought about like it might be maybe a football player or something.
Exactly. Yeah, you thought right, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a few more. Let's see. I hate to turn up out of the blue unannounced.
Song?
Yes, that's from Adele, Someone Like You.
Oh, yeah. I was like, okay, it sounds a little bit like, I know this from somewhere, but like, I don't know really.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, I was like, okay, the way I say it too, it really makes a difference, I guess.
Yeah, true.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, so life changes very quickly in a very positive way if you let it.
Song?
That's actually from an athlete too. So that's Lindsey Vonn who said that.
Oh, okay. That was a really cool one. Yeah, that was a really good one.
I take things one step at a time.
I take this one step at a time. It's an athlete?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool.
Yeah, it's Simone Biles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's a cool one.
She's so cool, yeah.
She's awesome, definitely. Yeah. I have one more that I'm going to ask you. Well, look at me. I'm coming back again.
Ooh, that's a good one. Song?
Yes, that's a song. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
cool.
from Elton John, I'm Still Standing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was a good one. I mean, you got a lot of them right. I thought that was cool. We tried it like before, and it's pretty difficult if you don't know it to know which one. So I don't know exactly how many you got right, but that was really cool. I'll count it after.
Yeah, it was really cool to play. I was like, I was more like thinking like, should I say this sentence in my life at all? Or like, probably no, probably going for the song.
That's cool. That makes sense though, of course, to compare like with how you would say it. That's cool. We'll probably keep count and we'll see if you do better than some of the other people that we speak to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. You've been, and it's been super nice to know more about you, your story, everything. I've learned a lot, and I really, really enjoyed speaking with you. So thank you so much, really, for
I
for
thank
coming on the
you. I
podcast.
thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed your questions. It was really fun. Yeah, that was really nice time.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I thank you so much.